All right, so what's up, guys? Let's get ready for Sunday swings. I kind of have looked a little bit over the markets, really not that much. We'll do it now together. I'm gonna go through because we got to keep in mind where we are. Let me see if I can pull up the calendar right here. So if you guys notice where we are within the year, we're probably in, I'd say, one of the most. You guys see the calendar, right? You guys see it? So we're probably entering the holidays exactly because we literally have Christmas pretty much at the end of this week. So we can't expect volume to be as as it was last week or as it's pretty much been all year. I personally don't give a shit about that. If the trade makes sense, I'm simply gonna take it. That's just the reality of it. If it has a high probability setup of going that way, I'm taking it. But we got to take into consideration that there could be a chance that the lack of volume won't obviously help our trade, right? So that's just something to keep in mind, but don't let it influence your trade negatively or positively, right? So with that being said, let's start off this week. So do you guys remember what I explained kind of last week, the week before? It's pretty much right there on AJ. We're expecting a retracement to this area, get a shift to structure. If we get it, we take the trade down. If the trade doesn't go down, hits our stop loss, wait for it to come to our next area of interest, give us our shift to structure, take the trade to the downside. You guys remember this trade? Type 1 if yes, type 2 if no. Was it simple? Did any of you guys catch it? I saw a lot of you guys caught it. I personally caught it myself. But this exact example right here is the strategy working to perfection. Does not get any more perfect than that. It was I didn't take it, but I was watching it. I mean, that's what matters, that you guys are seeing it, because this type of pattern will come back into the market. It's not like, oh, this should just happen this one time and then never again. No, this exact same thing will happen, if not on AUD, JPY, on GU, here, whatever the case is. The same exact thing will happen again. Now that you've seen it in the past, when it happens again, you know how to react to it, how to manage it. So I personally myself, I took the loss here. I took the loss here. I was in profit, whatever wicked me out. And I took the other trade right around here. I could have held for a little bit longer, but was a solid trade. Coming into this week, same thing. We'll reset back out to the weekly. It just looks so beautiful. I'm pretty sure you guys already know what we're expecting for now. Expecting for this wick pullback to retest this level, which will be a wick into support. Go down to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, it will be a little wick like this, giving us like a little daily lower high. The most ideal thing that I'd want for Monday to close under this structure point right here, because if it closes under this structure point, it makes a lower low. And then we would want our lower high, because then we would mark this off as our lower high and lower low. And then we would want our area of interest 1 to be at this point right here. Does that make sense? Type 1 if yes, type 2 if no. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting for here on AUD JPY. And obviously you go down to the 4-hour and it would look something like this. What a coincidence that once the 4-hour has the retracement, if and when, it'll come and reject in the 4-hour EMA. Everything we talk about every single week. We usually find a pair trade that looks exactly like this. NZD CAD, not a big fan of how the weekly is right now. Again, I do think this weekly time frame needs a fat retracement to go to the upside. Or let's just get this move right here, right? So let's get this bearish move, and let's can we flip it? Let's just measure it. Let's measure it like this. Let's measure it straight. So if you notice this move right here, it's almost double this move, nearly double. Let's just call it double. And notice the pullback it had. What a coincidence! It came back to the previous structure level. Like you guys are seeing that, right? You guys are seeing that, right? How I had the retracement right back to the previous level of structure. So let's say we were to get this same exact retracement, right? And let's just make it let's just make it straight so we could kind of copy and paste it. So let's say we were to get it from pretty much the high point right here. Let's make it here, copy and paste it. Oh my God, what a coincidence. It's pretty much back at our area of interest. Or let's say we're to flip it around, mark the area of interest off like this, because we got some support, resistance, boom. Does that make sense? Do you guys see it clear? What do you guys think about that? Does it look like magic? Is it like, am I a wizard? What do you guys think of that simple example there? We are literally just using this exact same push to pretty much predict the retracement based off of the previous move. So for this example, I personally myself, I'm going to be looking for the counter trend trades. They're high risk, but they'll be high paying trades. So we are, what a coincidence. Like, tell me this just doesn't look beautiful. So we've peaked, right? We've hit the higher high and we've had a weekly rejection candlestick. This is kind of indication that we're going to start going to the downside, right? After, like, tell me this logically doesn't, like, tell me that it doesn't just make sense. Like, fuck everything. Like, tell me this just doesn't make sense. We've been bullish for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. We've been bullish for 2 months. We know we need a retracement. What a coincidence that we are just gotten a weekly doji. If we go down to the daily is having our bearish, momentum. And what a coincidence when you go down to the 4-hour. The 4-hour time frame has shifted bearish. Remember, the first time frame to shift is the 4-hour for the daily and the 4-hour. Does that make sense? How this is pretty much at the perfect point to have the lower high, to have the lower low. Like, this is literally the spot where you want to sell this thing. I probably won't take the trade right now because it's on a Sunday. But this trade right here is probably the most solid trade that I would see as a counter trend trade. If you don't take this one, I highly recommend you just wait for this. You get at the retest of the structure. Then by that time, the EMA kind of dips to the downside. And then that's where you have your daily bearish engulfing here on the downside. Like, bro, this just looks so beautiful, bro. Bearish engulfing, then you get the wick. You guys know what I mean, right? Type 1 if yes, type 2 if not. Do you guys hear the music? You guys don't hear it? Bro, it is loud, I swear. All right, so this is actually looking really fire. NZD USD, it's kind of the same thing as, just to delete all of these things. So NZD USD, we are technically bearish on the weekly. Daily time frame is bullish. 4-hour time frame is bearish. Market's kind of all over the place, choppy. I'm good. GPUSD, we're bullish now, having a retracement to area of interest, 120-100. Daily time frame is technically bullish because we haven't body closed under that right there. Yeah, we haven't body closed under. We go down to the 4-hour. The 4-hour is bearish. We need the 4-hour to go bullish. In order for the 4-hour to go bullish, we need the break of this structural level right here. The body close above, then retest, head to the upside. You guys agree? Simple, clean trade. So we'll add this one up here. Gold. Gold, we are technically, I think we're bearish, whatever. Daily, we are bearish. And then on the 4-hour, we are bearish. So it looks like we could potentially create left head and then a right shoulder. My most ideal trade setup would be something like this. So gold does look pretty interesting. GJ, we're at this area of interest. Daily's bullish, 4-hour, kind of the same thing as GU. I just kind of want to get like I need a higher low to go long. So in order for us to go long, I need this to come to here. In order for us to take the trade to the upside, that would make a strong, hopefully daily bullish engulfing. If we get a daily bullish engulfing right here, we'll pretty much enter on the next daily wick pullback, which will be retesting our EMA, giving us a strong rejection from a weekly / daily area of interest. Make sense? Clear? Type 1 if yes, type 2 if no. doing everything at like the realistic speed that I would do it when I come break down the markets. This one is so yeah, this one looks pretty clean. The thing is we're bearish on the daily. We're bearish on the weekly. So this is fire, super fire. I don't like how I have this zone here marked off. I mean, it was a solid zone. Let's bring it back. So, I mean, I feel like the most ideal trade setup here would be a nice retracement into here. To then take the trade to the downside. Then we get our next trade here. And then if that doesn't, I mean, once that plays out, notice that wick is just going to give us our weekly wick candlestick. If we go down to the daily, it'll pretty much just give us a wick retest of this point right here. And on the 4 hour, it'd be the retest of that. So this one looks super solid as well. Probably more solid than GJ. USD CAD sucks because we pretty much caught all of this like super perfect. I don't like taking trades that are not on my weekly area of interest, so kind of missed this one. USD JPY, we called this as well. It was too high. We needed a pullback. Now it's pretty much going to be going down for a while, but I'm good on it at the top. Weekly candlestick here is bullish. Daily, see, like this is solid. So here we would need an ideal trade setup. And then the other one would be maybe something like this. Yeah, this is solid. So you notice we're bullish on the weekly. We are bullish on the daily and we're bullish on the 4 hour. So what we need is this weekly wick pullback. This weekly wick pullback into this level will give us a daily higher low, making us retest our EMA, retest our previous structure level, and the same thing as the 4 hour. So we need this retracement kind of to come into here. We wait for the shift and then we pretty much go long. Does that make sense? Type 1 if yes, type 2 if no. This is probably one of the fucking cleanest one. Even down, I'll put this as number 1. Euro JPY, good. Euro USD, good. I'm good, actually. I mean, it looks solid, but I'm good. Yeah, we already have a bunch of other solid ones. All right, dope. So if we were to mark off this week, we have a pretty busy week, right? So AUD JPY looks cool, but doesn't look as cool as Euro GBP. Euro GBP looks solid. NZD is a counter trend trade, so it won't be as good as AUD JPY. GBPUSD looks better than this because it's pretty much just waiting for the shift of the 4 hour. NZD CAD is a counter trend trade. Gold isn't as good as the other ones. GJ is up there because it's not a counter trend trade. And AUD USD is more solid than all of these. So for this week, I would have Euro GBP as number 1 because we just need a retracement here to go long. But I have to put GBP as number 1 because it looks like it's going to be ready first. It just needs to shift the structure to go long. AUD JPY, we just need a pullback into here to sell. GJ is more ready than AUD JPY because all we literally just need is a little break above to go long. And then AUD USD, we need a bigger retracement to go sell. If we don't, and we just simply break through here, we got a little pullback to take the trade short. NZD CAD, you guys already know, big time counter trend trade, high risk, high reward, and the probability of it happening is very large. And then we have gold that the ideal setup would be to break to the downside. If not, we'll wait for something like this to go long.